It is 2024's first mock draft for Sports4CLE. So we're going to go to a mock draft simulator, and let's start the simulation here as we will be waiting to pick 54. We will potentially make trades if they are offered. Trying to get a pick in the fourth round here. There's some value in the fourth round, especially with running backs, cornerbacks, and some offensive linemen. So any trade that we make is kind of with getting a pick in the fourth round in mind. And here comes our pick at 54. So Brian in the control room, what are we? Oh, we have 5 offers. What do we got here? I think we're going to reject the first one. Yeah, we're going to reject the second one. We're going to reject the third one. Nah, I don't like that one either. Nah, I don't like that either. So let's, we have Xavier Legette, Peyton Wilson. Who are some of the defensive linemen that are still on the board, Brian? Jenkins, Michael Hall Jr. Ooh. Go back to the wide receivers. So to me, it comes down between Xavier Legette, Michael Hall Jr. Let's go, for the purposes of this, let's go with Michael Hall Jr. All right, Tim, so I went Michael Hall Jr. instead of Xavier Legette.
I like that pick. I think Legette's an interesting receiver. I certainly would have taken him as well. I would have really considered him. I think there's some similarities in the way he plays to Malachi Corley. Similar build, 6 foot, 221 pounds, had a real breakout season for South Carolina, but you wonder if he's kind of a one-hit wonder, or is he a player that really just saved his best football for last? And I do think that matters a little bit. So that's kind of an interesting pick, but I think with Hall, you're looking at a player, an archetype the Browns have gone with a bunch under Andrew Berry. Young player from a Power 5 school. Defensive tackle is not exactly a value position, but if you're looking for pass rush, I think you look for it in all sorts of different places, and they really don't have a true pass rush defensive tackle. I think Michael Hall can become that. You can let him kind of develop in the background behind some of the veterans that you have at that position. So a nice solid pick. I would give it an A-.
All right. Now, we're going to go back and make the next pick. And again, we're looking for trades if they happen. Now we're working our way to 85. All right. And we've got reject that one. Reject that one. Reject that one. Reject that one. Reject that one for now. Is Malachi, reject that one. Did I see Malachi Corley still? Yeah, we're going to take Malachi Corley. We're not even going to make that trade. We'll take Malachi Corley. All right, so Malachi, when I did not draft Xavier Legette, was hoping that Malachi Corley would still be on the board, and he was.
That would be an A+ for me. I mean, I don't think you would make it to 85. I think if you were going to take him, you would either have to kind of bite the bullet and take him at 54 or trade down, 10 to 12 slots, pick up an extra third or maybe an early fourth round pick to kind of make that work. But I think Corley, we've talked about it before, just brings a skill set the Browns don't have. They really don't have that guy who's going to just get yards after the catch. At 215 pounds, he's bigger than most cornerbacks he's going to go against. So the idea, even though he still has to work on his nuances of route running, much like Cedric Tillman did when he came out of Tennessee, I think you can get Corley in situations right away as a rookie to let him excel because he's just naturally bigger than 90% of the corners he's going to go against. I mean, I looked this up before. At 215 pounds, he'd weigh more than every single corner the Browns have right now.
All right, so we have Hall, we have Corley. I was hoping to get a fourth round pick, didn't happen, so we got to go through the simulator all the way to the fifth round pick. Now we have one more pick left in this. And this is the, because two of the guys that I really liked were not available. We're just going to wait that out for no pick in the 4th round, where there was some value, but with Hall and Corley there, I didn't really want to do. Those are two of the guys I wanted. All right, what do we have here? Nah, I don't want that one. No, I don't want that one. All right. We've got Audric Estime is still sitting there, and so is Wiley. So is Zach Zinter. I like all 4 of those guys. I'm going to go with Audric Estime. So let's draft Estime. So there you go. I end up with Michael Hall, Malachi Corley, and Audric Estime.
I think if you somehow come out of that with Audric Estime 156, I think that'd be a bigger shocker than Malachi Corley falling to 85. I think I'm higher on Audric Estime than a lot of people because he's a chunk guy. I mean, he may never be a guy who breaks off 60, 70-yard runs, but he's going to be a guy who's always tough to tackle, because he's just naturally a big guy at about 227 pounds, able to just get, chunk plays 6, 7, maybe he'll get 10 to 15, every 9 to 10 carries or whatever. When you have a guy who could do that on a fairly regular basis, that makes life easier. One thing that always gets talked about, maybe that needs to be talked about more when it comes to the running game, is the success rate. The idea that you want to get 40% of yards on first down, 60% on second down, and then convert, obviously, on third down. If you get a guy that can go above that success rate and continue to hit those plays consistently and get your offense ahead of schedule, then that just gives you so many more options. And the Browns, with Kareem Hunt, if he doesn't come back this season, they could use a power element of the run game, and that is absolutely Audric Estime's game.